Well, I think for novices and guys, especially white comics starting out, back when I started, we were going off Def Jam and Showtime at the Apollo. And so if you've never been to a comedy show with a lot of black people, it gives you the impression it's going to be rowdy as shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
Whereas, I think black people they don't have any skeletons in the closet. It's just like, tell us your life and we'll let you know if we like it or not. Mm-hmm. And there's no like, I've never seen a black crowd get offended. That's the thing. Like it seems like we're in this cancel culture. Listen, you ain't ever seen urban audience, a black audience, get mad because you said a certain word outside of the N-word as a white dude.
Right.
That you can't say.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as like talking about a special needs cousin or an overweight, relative or a feminine person, black audiences, they don't care because they're like, yeah, I know that person. That's real life. I think more so with white audiences, I've never seen it like in my career where comedians are having to apologize for jokes or something we said. And, a lot of times they're sneaking these cell phones into shows and we're working a bit out and all of a sudden it's on the internet and you're like, dude, I was working something out there.
That must be so bizarre for like you doing comedy over 20 years to see the evolution of comedy become like where comedians are almost afraid to like take a risk now or say something for fear of blowback.
Well, I don't think it's like that in the clubs. I think live comedy is it's fine. People go there to hear the uncomfortable. But it's when somebody takes their phone out and puts it on the internet. But as far as like just going to a live show, it's rare you see somebody get up and get upset. Rare. And I've never seen a black person get up and leave because they were offended by a joke. I've seen black people get kicked out because they were heckling. But I've never seen a black person if you go on the internet and Google like people walking out of comedy shows, you don't ever see a black couple or a black person just walking out.
Yeah.
Black people, they'll heckle, but they're not going to walk out,
I did a club in Jacksonville, Florida, and like the only white couple in there was the white lady walked out complaining I was racist against white people. So that just shows where
makes no sense.
Yeah, it didn't at all. Especially like, yeah, I'm just like blonde hair, blue eyes, We're like the too white to fail white, but yet we can still translate.
But that would be her own insecurities.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's her talking. It's not you.
Yeah. What has been your experience with like white rooms? Because in researching you, I've heard, the early stories, you getting like banned from the Comedy Store your first time there. And I know like Netflix has said no to you and Comedy Central. Like, is there, maybe this is more of the question because acceptance is something I've had to really struggle with. And even if it's why didn't that cool open mic book me all the way to, why didn't I get this opportunity? Why him, not me type deal. How have you been able to kind of like, have you conquered that? Or is that something you still struggle with? Is that acceptance?
I mean, I think everybody wants there's still nothing like having a comedy special getting released on a network, whether it's Netflix, HBO, Showtime, Comedy Central. It's still a good feeling. It's a sense of accomplishment. But we're also in a day and age where you can put your own stuff out on YouTube. And young comics, I mean, I'm learning this. Even though I'm in 20 years in, I'm starting to treat YouTube like a TV network. It's like your own TV network, and you have complete control over it.
Thanks for watching Hot Breath of Verse. If you want to support the show, go join our Patreon. But if you don't like supporting a comic on the hustle, at least click the watch more videos to keep us alive in the algorithm. Hot breath.